This is my kitchen. I've had this kitchen for 27 years and I love this space. Lots of memories are made in kitchens. But having so many kids, the floor tiles were starting to look pretty scrappy. So having two sons who are tilers, we got the spare tiles out of the shed and we lay a new kitchen floor. Doesn't it look really pretty? One day we'll replace all the flooring, but not just yet. We need the time and the budget to do that. I cleaned the fridge and freezer inside and out. And I got hubby and my son Nate to put them back into their little alcove space in the kitchen. And now it's time to go buy some food to fill them up. Now look what we've got here. It's a grocery haul. Now my name is Jenny. I'm an Aussie mum of 16 children. Been up bright and early this morning. Hubby and some of the kids have headed off to work. Some of the kids have gone to uni and the rest are at school. And this mama headed straight out to the grocery store so I could get that done. I had no helpers today, so it was a one trolley shop. So I think it's quite amazing that I fitted all of these things on the table into just one trolley. But I have spread it all out for you and we're going to go through what I bought and then I'll tell you what I spent. Let's get straight into this. Now I started off my shop by buying some milk. There are 4 3-litre bottles. Now I got a 12-pack of chocolate mousse tubs and a 12-pack of yogurt tubs. The kids vary with what they like at different times. So sometimes they eat lots of the chocolate mousse, sometimes they like the chocolate custard or the chocolate desserts. Sometimes they like the little tubs of yogurt and sometimes they like the pouches. Depending on what they're liking at that time means I change what I buy. So sometimes we seem to have a fridge full of yogurt pouches and other times we've got the little tubs. But I did get some more of the squeezy pouches of yogurt. So I've got here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So there's 14 strawberry yogurts. Now these are really good. They're convenient because you don't need cutlery in your lunchbox to eat them because you can just open the little lid on them and just drink them straight out of the end. But these are also really handy in a school lunchbox because instead of having to take a little ice brick to keep the food cold in there, you can pop these into the freezer and then put them straight into the lunchbox. And by lunchtime at school, these have defrosted enough that the kids can eat them, but they keep all the rest of your lunchbox supplies, all your sandwiches and your fruit nice and cold up until you're ready to eat. Now I bought a 6-pack of yogurts for Dad. He likes to take those either to work or to have them as an afternoon snack. Now I've been doing lots of cooking lately, so the cheese seems to be disappearing very, very fast. So I bought 2 more bags of the pizza blend. This is great because it's made with a few different types of cheeses. It melts really nicely, especially if you're doing some pasta dishes where you want to be melting the cheese on top, like in a pasta bake or a veggie bake. This works beautifully on that. Now I got a 1 kilo block of cheddar cheese. Again, it's disappearing fast. We use these in school lunches, either cut up in our little savoury boxes or on sandwiches. We also use it in our salads and in cooking as well. So it's hard to keep a good supply of that in the house. Now I bought this little bag of grated parmesan. They didn't have any of the shredded parmesan that I normally get in the Coles section of the supermarket. So this little packet here of the grated parmesan will certainly do for what we use it for, mainly in cooking. This is a 12 pack of cheese sticks. Often pop those in if the kids aren't wanting to have a yogurt that particular day, then we pop these into the lunch boxes. On to my last container of butter. So I bought three of these today. These are 750 grams, just the home brand. They're a dairy blend, so they are butter but also have oil through them to make it easier to spread. I bought 3 of these pizzas. This is our favourite one, the barbecue chicken and pineapple. I know lots of people say that pineapple doesn't belong on a pizza, but round here, yeah, most of us like pineapple on our pizzas. So I bought 3 of those. They were on special. Here we've got some sliced meat. So there's 1 honey leg ham, 1 chicken breast, and 3 packs of the salami, all to be used either on sandwiches or in little savoury boxes for the kids' lunches. Now I did pick up some eggs. I think because I got there nice and early this morning, they had a few more packs of eggs on the shelf, and I managed to get my 2 dozen. There is still limits, so at the supermarket you can only get 2 dozen per shop. And these ones were under $6 per dozen, which is so much cheaper than what they're selling all the other brands for at the moment. Now I've got 2 more packs of the chicken breast fillets. Again, I'm just working on doing some meals for the freezer. And then I picked up some beef mince. Now I was going to buy the big 2 kilo packet of mince, because sometimes we always go to grab the larger one thinking that the bulk pack will be cheaper in price, but you need to check out your unit pricing on it, and the big packs were quite a bit dearer than these little kilo packs. These were only $9 per kilo, so I bought 4 of those. These little tiny boxes of the diced apricots, these will go into the lunch boxes. I know it's very convenient to have them in the little single serves like this. You could do this cheaper by buying a big bag and splitting it down. But remember, if you're going to split them down into other plastic bags, you have to take the cost of the bags into consideration as well. So if you want to save some money, buy the bigger bag of the apricots or whatever else you want to buy, like sultanas or apple pieces or dried mango, and then you can put them into containers. But if you're going to put them into little Ziploc bags, unless you're reusing those Ziploc bags, you have to take that cost into consideration overall. So there are 3 packets here of some rice crackers. Again, little savoury boxes that we make up for the kids' lunches, with some salami, cheese, some sort of, fruit or veg. So we cut up like cherry tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, that kind of thing. It's great to put some little crackers in there as well, and some sort of dip. Now, some new patty cake pans here to make some cupcakes. And these little containers here are nice and small. They're great for dipping sauces, for the lunch boxes as well. It's just enough to put a nice little single serve in there. I bought some shapes, some barbecue shapes, and some chicken crimpy, always a favourite, and some fruit bars. I keep a container of these fruit bars in my pantry, and whenever my older kids come home for a visit, the first thing they do is they're straight to the pantry. They're like, have you got some fruit bars, Mum? Because I'm sure that they don't actually buy them themselves, and when they come here it's kind of like, Mum's always got fruit bars in the pantry, so we're going to go and grab one and have a snack. So it's become quite a thing now that they come here for a catch up and a bit of a chat and a fruit bar with Mum. So I got some of these orange and mango poppers. These are just the little drinks. These are also great to freeze, to put in your lunch boxes. So you can forget about having to have the little ice bricks in the lunchbox, and you can put the drink in, and again it will defrost down to the point where they can drink it by lunchtime. I'm going to turn these into some cupcakes. So some vanilla flavoured cake mix. These ones actually have the icing packet inside the box, and these are the plain chocolate cake mixes. A little bit cheaper, but you still have to put the icing on them. But I like to add extra things to these, so I'll probably put some choc chips through one of them. Now, over here we've got some barbecue sauce. I used a whole bottle the other day in some cooking, so I had to replace that. Cordial was half price, so I bought 2 more bottles. We do have some in the pantry still, but at half price I will restock up to my stock limits in my pantry. So if you don't know what cordial is, it is a fruit flavoured concentrate that you mix with water. One of the kids was asking me this morning, make some pikelets, Mum, make some pikelets. So pikelets are basically smaller, sweeter versions of pancakes, but I tried this recently and they were beautiful. Very fluffy. The buttermilk pancake mix, very, very fluffy. So I bought 4 of those, and I'm going to make a heap up, and then what they don't eat straight away, I will freeze them and put them into their lunch boxes at a later date. 100 pack of serviettes, they're for the kitchen bench. Another box of tissues. Still have a few sniffles around at the moment, but everyone seems to be getting much better. We're out of cotton buds. I noticed that this morning that the box was empty, so I grabbed another one of those, and the paracetamol was on special, so I got 2 of those. Now I bought 1 box of the Mighty Grain cereal, 1 of the Cocoa Puffs, and of course a box of Wheat Bix. All the kids seem to be eating the Wheat Bix at the moment, and like all of the things that we buy in our grocery hauls, some products seem to come and go with whether the kids like it or not at different times, and then you have to adjust your shopping to fit in around that. I mean, does that happen at your place where one moment all the kids like a particular biscuit, so you stock up and you get heaps of them, and then all of a sudden, I don't want to eat that anymore, Mum. And then you have to figure out what the next flavour of the month is and start buying that. Now I bought 2 more of these jars of this pasta bake. It's a creamy sun-dried tomato and garlic. It's been a real hit with everyone too. I like to put this with some pasta, some mushrooms and some chicken, and it is amazing. Very quick meal to make. Now these little cakes, I think were about 40% off, so nearly half price there. So I bought a couple of those. They're great, they're all single serve, and they freeze really well. Same with these muffins, they're all pre-packed, and they will sit in your freezer as well until the kids need them. A couple of bags of the Ziploc bags, so when I am freezing things I like to use these, the bigger ones, for my freezer meals for the full family size serve, or sometimes just for a single serve you just need the little sandwich size. Creamy mushroom soup packets. We often use French onion soup mix as a flavouring for lots of pasta dishes or beef dishes. If you want to change the flavour ever so slightly and go for something a little bit different, but it's still a very basic flavour, then I like to use the creamy mushroom. So I bought 4 packets of spiral pasta. I do find with the spirals, these are the ones that If you're going to eat the dish straight away, spirals are okay. If you want to do a pasta dish and actually freeze it, I would be using something firmer like the bow ties or the penne pasta. I always find that the spirals tend to unspiral when you reheat these sort of pasta dishes. Now I bought a little pack of creamy ranch salad. You know what that's for? That's my lunch today. That's what I'm having. I'm having a little tub of salad for my lunch, and I also bought this bag of iceberg and cos blend salad. It's just lettuce and a few extra bits and pieces in there. Looks like a little bit of cabbage and some carrot. Another pack of toilet paper. Doesn't hurt to have some spare in your house. And the same goes for the paper towels. I like to keep a couple of those packs in the house at all times. Now let's have a look at the rest of the grocery haul here. This is the fruit and veg. I bought some bananas, quite a few, and I bought 2 1 kilo bags of the carrots, 2 of these little packets of the cherry tomatoes. They're really tiny little ones this time round, so sometimes they get really big and you have to cut them down, but these are really small, so these are nice. And I bought some mushrooms, and because I'm going to be cooking with them, I just bought the pre-sliced. They were the same price, same weight, so I'm just going with this one. Saves me a bit of time cutting up all the mushrooms. I also bought 2 continental cucumbers. Into the baskets in my cleaned out fridge, I'm going to put these Royal Gala apples. So I bought 2 boxes of those, 1 of the Granny Smith apples, some of the pears, a box of tomatoes, and for school lunches tomorrow I bought these seeded, what are they, super soft sesame hamburger rolls. But we're just going to put some of that salad, some of that lettuce on there with some of the sliced meat, and that's what the kids will be taking for lunch tomorrow. And I also picked myself up a new mop. The other one got left outside and kind of disintegrated a little bit, having the plastic out in the lovely Australian summer heat and sunshine. So I picked myself up a new mop today, just in time to mop those new tiles in the kitchen. So I managed to get all of this into one trolley, which I think was pretty amazing actually. By the time I was making my way to the checkout, some of the things were sliding off the top of the trolley and landing on the floor, and I had one gentleman bring his little boy over who couldn't have been more than about, I would think about 4 years old, and he said, "You pick that up for the lady and help her put it back on the trolley." And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He was so lovely. So a little shout out to that little fella who picked up my groceries and gave me a hand as I made my way to the checkout. Now, what did this cost me today? Well, it came to $435.12 for the groceries, and then I paid another $17 for my mop. So pretty good. 1 trolley load, very stacked trolley load. It's still, I think all groceries are very expensive, but we're all getting by, and we're all sort of looking for the specials and trying to do the best we can with our family budgets. Now, my shop today also gets me heaps of bonus flyby points. It was one of those offers where if you spend a certain amount of money, you get lots of bonus points. So this has actually got me another 10,000 flyby points, which I'm pleased about. I've managed to score 3 lots of those recently but it's also cost me quite a bit in my groceries. Because we spend more on our groceries, then the flyby amount that I have to spend to get my bonus points, the same as everyone else, is actually higher as well. But since everybody is off doing their own things at school and at work today, it's now my job to go and put all of these groceries away. So I better get to that right now. But thank you for coming along shopping with me. Stay tuned for a lot more videos. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll talk soon. God bless.